Hello, today we are solving October 2025 Unit 1 IAL EDEXCEL Accounting question number 6. The following information is available from the books of accounts of HNS Supplies on 30th September 2025. So this is the information they have given, okay, everything about the assets and liabilities. Then there is additional information is given, okay, like inventory at the 1st October was this much, all purchases were credit and 80% of the sales were on credit. Okay, here we are trying to solve part B of the question, which is all about the ratios. So let's calculate what is the ratio. The first one is the gross profit as a percentage of revenue, okay, gross profit as a percentage of revenue. So the ratio in the name itself, you know, there is a gross profit. So gross profit we have to find, okay, divide with the revenue, okay, and because it's a percentage you will multiply it with 100, okay. So 100, this is very easy to remember. So gross profit as a percentage of revenue. Now what is gross profit? Gross profit is also equal, because if we see here there is no gross profit, so gross profit is also equal to revenue minus the cost of sales. Revenue minus cost is equal to, the gross profit is nothing but revenue minus cost of sales over revenue times the 100. So that is going to be equal to 450 minus 270,000 divided by 450,000. So that is going to be equal to 180,000 divided by 450,000. Okay, you will divide and then multiply it with 100 and write it as a percentage. So that is going to be equal to 40%. So this is the gross profit as a percentage of revenue. Then we have the profit for the year as a percentage of the revenue. Again we have it in the formula. So we have to divide profit divided by revenue times the 100 you have to do. So that is the ratio we are trying to find, okay. So profit over revenue times 100. Now what is profit? Profit is not given here directly, so we will have to calculate. So that is nothing but revenue minus cost of sales, okay, minus the expenses. If you do expenses, then you will get the profit, okay. So this entire thing you will have to do to get the profit divided by revenue, and then you will have to multiply this entire thing with 100. So the revenue is, so let's write 450,000 minus the cost of sales is 270,000 minus expenses including the depreciation they have given, it is 81,000. So all this divided by the revenue, which is 450,000, okay. So then you will have to multiply this entire thing with 100. So that is going to be equal to 99,000 divided by 450,000 times 100. So that is going to be equal to 22%. So that is the answer. Next one is the inventory turnover times per year. Inventory turnover we have to find. So inventory turnover is equal to cost of sales, okay, divided by the average inventory, okay, divided by the average inventory. So this is the inventory turnover. So let's calculate that. So we know the cost of sales. The cost of sales is 270,000 divided by average inventory, that is opening inventory plus the closing inventory divided by 2, okay, we have to do. So the opening inventory, so what is average inventory? Opening inventory plus closing inventory, okay, divided by 2, okay. So this is entire thing is one portion that represents the average inventory. So that is equal to 270,000 divided by opening and closing inventory. So the opening inventory is 28,000 plus the closing inventory is given here, it is 18,000, divide it with 2. So that is equal to 11.74 times liquid ratio. So the liquid ratio is nothing but the current assets without the inventory. So this we have to know. So that is equal to current assets without inventory, okay. Only the current assets which are included without the inventory has to be taken, okay, divided with current liabilities, okay, and divide it with current liabilities. So that will be, and then you will write it as a ratio. So that is equal to, we can see what is the current assets, okay. Current asset is going to be equal to, what are the current assets? One is the inventory current asset, okay, and the other current asset is trade receivables, okay. These are the current assets. So 30,000. So but we should not include the inventory, so we include only the trade receivables divided with current liabilities. What are the current liabilities we are seeing? Current liabilities are trade payables, okay. Current liabilities are trade payables, and there is a bank overdraft. So these two we will include. So first one is 35,000, the current liabilities trade payable plus the bank overdraft of 5,000. So that is going to be equal to 0.75, but because it's a ratio, so we write liquid ratio is equal to 0.75 is to 1, okay. Then we have the trade payables payment period in days. So that is going to be equal to, trade payables payment period in days is going to be equal to trade payables divided by credit purchases, okay, credit purchases times 365 days, okay, into 365 days, which is in the entire year, okay. So that you will have to multiply that many number of days you will indicate. So what is the trade payables? Trade payables is 35,000. So trade payables is 35,000. What is the credit purchase? So credit purchases we have to calculate. So let's first calculate the credit purchases. So we know that, okay, we know that the cost of sales, so cost of sales is going to be equal to, is always equal to opening inventory plus any purchases we do minus the closing inventory, right. So minus closing inventory, that is going to be equal to cost of sales. From this equation I will rearrange to get the credit purchases. So that is going to be equal to cost of sales minus opening inventory minus of opening inventory minus closing inventory. So that is going to be equal to, what is the cost of sales? That is 270,000 minus of opening inventory. The first it was 28,000 minus the closing inventory was 18,000, okay. So that is going to be equal to the credit purchases amount is going to be equal to 260,000. Okay, 260,000. Now we are going to transfer. Okay, this is in pounds. We can write credit purchases amount up to 260,000. Now the trade payables payment days period. So that is going to be equal to, so that ratio of trade payables over credit purchases. So trade payables amount is 35,000 divided by 260,000. This entire thing you have to divide first and then multiply it with 365. So that is going to be equal to 49.13 days. Okay. Then trade receivables collection period in days. So that is going to be equal to trade receivables. So that is going to be equal to, in the top you have trade receivables, okay, divided with credit sales, okay, and then multiply it with 365 days. Okay, 365 days. Now here it is given 80% of the sales only was credit. So we have to take only the 80% of the credit sales. So that is going to be equal to trade receivables. It was 30,000. So trade receivables is 30,000 divided by 80% of revenue, the sales that has happened. Revenue is for 450,000. So revenue has both cash sales and credit sales. So and 80% were, so here there was 80% of it was credit sales. So only those credit sales you will take, okay, into account. The rest 20% must have been cash sales. So into 365 days. So that is going to be equal to 30.41 days. Okay. Then what is the value of non-current assets of the HNS supply? So we have the total assets, okay, total assets must be equal to capital plus total liabilities, okay, must be equal to, capital plus total liabilities. So this you have to add, so they should be equal. So that means let's substitute here. So what we don't know, we will just write it here like current assets, okay, we are supposed to calculate, non-current assets we are supposed to calculate. So current assets are, we know that current assets are trade receivables and we have the inventory. Current assets are going to be the trade receivables and the closing inventory. So let's write those two. Trade receivables plus inventory, closing inventory. Okay, so that is equal to, we know what is a capital. Capital is directly given, that is 20,000. Okay, plus the total liabilities, okay, 20,000. Then the total liabilities are trade payables. We have the trade payables plus bank overdraft. Okay, trade payables, then we have the bank overdraft, and then we have the non-current liability, which is a 6% bank loan. So let's now substitute again. So we have non-current assets which we have to find. So let's write it just like that. Now substitute the values. So first one is the trade receivables, which is 30,000. So 30,000 plus closing inventory value. Closing inventory value was 18,000. Okay, and then that should be equal to 20,000, that is a capital, plus the other things, the trade payables was 35,000 plus the bank overdraft of 5,000 plus 6% bank loan of 15,000. So that is going to be equal to, now we can substitute and find out the non-current asset value. Change non-current assets, so that is going to be equal to, here let's rearrange, so 20,000 plus this one is 55,000 minus 30 plus 18, that is 48,000. So when we do, we get 27,000. So the non-current asset value is around 27,000.